Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the life of an Indian girl in an Australian city. In this episode today, the Indian girl we will be talking about is Shruti Raney. Shruti has been living in Australia for roughly about 8 years now, and ever since then, she's been working as a pastry chef. In this episode, she will be sharing with us her success story and how she reached to the point of opening her own cafe here on the Gold Coast. Along with that, we will also be talking a lot about different financial advice and how you can have more than one source of income and different passive income sources without increasing the number of hours you're actually working. So it's actually a great episode because it teaches you a lot about financial literacy and even different ways you can be working here. So please do check it out and please like, share, subscribe if you like it. I would love to see your comments on what you would like to listen about and learn about next. So please do leave a comment. And thank you so much for listening. Shruti, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How are you feeling?
Good.
Good.
क्या चल रहा है?
Shruti, do you want to say hi to our audience?
Hello.
So Shruti, how are you?
Good.
Can you tell a little bit about yourself to our audience? Like, what do you do? Where did you come from? How long you've been here?
Okay. I am a pastry chef from India, Hyderabad. I've been here for 8 years,
Yeah.
and it's been a fun journey.
Yeah. Actually, same. I think we both came in July 2007. I came in July 2017.
Yeah,
I
September
think,
16.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. So, have you been enjoying your journey so far?
I have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, have you always worked as a pastry chef, or did you do something else?
I have always worked as a pastry chef.
Yeah, I remember even in Sydney when you were studying,
Yes.
you were working as a bakery, right?
Yeah.
So like, how did you like when you come to Australia? What all the other people who are planning to do something similar, how can they get a job as a pastry chef without no experience? Like,
It's pretty easy. Like you just keep trying applying for jobs, and कहीं ना कहीं तो break मिलेगा ही.
yeah.
Yeah.
So like, is it like when you were studying, you applied and you just got it straight away? Do
Yeah.
they train you, or do you
They
have to
do.
have that qualification?
So if you are studying as a pastry chef, they obviously do expect you to have a few certain skills.
Yeah.
But if you do have them and you're very confident with them, it's very easy for them to train you.
So is it like anybody, even if somebody is doing a different degree, supposing someone is doing a marketing degree, can they
Yeah.
still become a pastry, like can they still work as a pastry chef?
Probably not, because with Australia you need regulation. You need to look after regulations and food safety hazards and
Yeah.
stuff. And mostly working in bakeries, you need a food safety supervisor certificate. That is only possible if you're studying in the same course.
Okay, so it has to be like you were studying in the same course, or you're doing something similar.
Yes.
So what was the first course that you did when you came from India?
I did advanced diploma in hospitality management.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So how
specializing.
long was that?
That was 2.5 years, and it had 6 months of industry placement that was compulsory for us.
Okay, so you already got that experience while doing
Yeah.
it. And what was your other degree that you were doing in Gold Coast?
I did bachelor's in hotel management again.
Yeah, which is similar to the hospitality
Yes,
industry.
but
yeah.
with this one, it's more towards technical and theoretical studies
Yeah.
rather than practical knowledge.
Fair. So do you think that if like why did you choose a change in your career? Like why did you move from Sydney to Gold Coast and change the degree to?
I did exactly change my degree. My long-term goal has always
Yeah,
been
you
to
obviously you
open my
started.
cafe.
Yeah.
But then with visa regulations and stuff, I had to extend, and with the diploma, I was getting like a course credit
Yeah.
for a year. So I was like, might as well do my bachelor's in that field itself.
100%. Actually, a little bit reference for our audience is Shruti is actually going to open her own cafe, which is more like an entrepreneur side of the things.
Yes.
Which should be coming into effect in like a month.
Yes.
So Shruti, how would you explain your journey? Like, what is all that you went through to come to this point today to be able to open your own cafe? Like, what was your journey like?
It's a lot of struggle with visa.
Yeah.
But apart from that, it's been pretty easy. Like the people I've met on my journey have been really amazing, helpful. My original bosses, like even with Sydney, even if it's been 3 years since I
Yeah.
left that place, they still catch up, and
Yeah.
it's wonderful with them. And yeah, you just have to keep doing what you have to do. You have a clear goal, what you want.
Is it more like you would say connections are very important, especially in these when you have some business idea in the mind? People need to know people.
That is true, and with hospitality, you definitely need connections. Like it's always a people's business. So
Yeah.
the more people you know, the more business
You'll get.
you'll get.
Yeah, basically. So Shruti, like you were in Sydney for like 5 years, and then you
Yes.
moved to Gold Coast pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
So what do you think is like the main difference that you saw in working between Sydney and Gold Coast? Is like, did you see a difference?
There is a major difference with Sydney. People just want to keep running and they're always running behind something.
Yeah.
With Gold Coast, it's a lot more laid back. It's a
Yeah.
lot more chill. People have time for you to sit and talk.
Yeah.
Sydney, that's
Everyone
not
is
possible.
in the, do you think it's more fun to work here? Like even in like when you were working as a pastry chef in a
Yeah.
cafe, do you think it was more chill as compared to how it was in
It
Sydney?
is chill, but then with hospitality, it's even a lot busier than what it used to be in Sydney because it's a completely a tourist
Yeah.
area with Gold Coast. But yeah, it's completely different. But Gold Coast is busy with the vibe that you have time for yourself.
Yes.
Sydney, it's always run, 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 rush, rush, rush.
Because I think I was pretty much the same. I used to work in the city in
Yeah.
Sydney, and it is so much different to working in Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Like you can be a bit more relaxed. Like I will get to work, and firstly you don't have to take a lot of public transport here. Because you
Yes.
can pretty much drive everywhere, and it's so more. I think it's much more relaxed.
It
Like
is.
if you like Indian Goa style lifestyle, come to Gold Coast. That is
Definitely.
probably one thing. And what would you say, like, special, which is like your best area, which you would say in Sydney, and the best area in Gold Coast?
Best area in Sydney would
It could
definitely
be on the basis of your partying, your life in general, whatever. If you like hiking or whatever you
Yeah.
like.
Hands down Newtown in
Where?
Sydney. Newtown.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my favorite too. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's a bit
And-
more of a hippie style, but it's good.
It's fun.
Yeah.
Like you'll see a mixture of a lot of people. There's workplaces, there's corporate offices in
Yes.
Newtown. There's fun bars, hidden
They
bars.
have really good hidden bars, and they
Yeah.
also have really good like food points.
Yes.
There is this Mexican and a Thai restaurant in Newtown, which is really good. though.
Potong.
Yes. No, I used to go there all the time when I used to live there. It's so
It's
good.
a good place,
Yeah.
especially with all the sculptures and
Oh
architecture.
yes! Oh my
Yeah,
God, so
it's
beautiful.
fun.
I think you should try it out.
Yes.
But yeah, so what about in Gold Coast?
In Gold Coast, I would say Broad Beach.
Broadway?
Yeah, surfers.
I
you-
even
you'll
like
go-
like the Nobby's strip.
Yes,
that's-
and Burnie as well.
Yeah.
With surfers, what happens is you go there a couple of times
It's
and you'll be
too
like,
crowded.
"Harjat,
Yeah.
chuke hai abhi, kitni baar
Exactly.
dekhe?"
I think that everybody has been like that's the place everyone goes to the first
Yes.
time they are on the Gold Coast.
Yes.
So like even I think he like surface is actually too overrated maybe.
It is
It's
now.
not really that much fun, but like I think the South Gold Coast is a better option. Like the
I mean, the
Broadway-
options are very limited, and if you've been Gold Coast is a very tiny place. 2-3 times you go there,
Exactly,
you're like,
it's over.
"Sab kar liya."
Yeah.
So Broad Beach definitely has a lot of fun activities.
Do
to
you like any particular restaurant or anything in particular in Broad Beach?
Social eating house?
Yeah.
Best food ever.
There used to be another little sort of a bar in Broad Beach, Sopo or some. No, there was something called So. I think it's shut down now.
Okay.
It was so good. They had like the best, those squids.
Yeah.
They used to have the best ones, but I don't think it's in working
I
anymore.
think I've missed it.
Yeah, no, they had really good like seafood and like chicken and stuff, but I don't think it's working anymore. So like, which is the place which you'd like to live in? Would it be Sydney or will it be Gold Coast? Like for long term?
Well, long term would definitely be Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Because when I was in Sydney, when I moved to Gold Coast, I'd be like, "What is Gold Coast, man? It's all dead. There's
Yeah.
hardly any people here." But then,
I think you have to grow into it.
yes,
That's the
you
thing.
do. And
Yeah.
once you do, even if you go back to Sydney, you'll be like, "Where are you stuck now?"
Gold Coast is a perfect mixture of a city and a really low-key town vibe.
Yes.
Because you can have both together. Like every time I go to, because I lived in Sydney too for like
Yeah.
good 5 years, same as you.
Yeah.
Every time I come to Gold Coast from like if I go to Sydney and I'm coming back, the calm in front of the airport and the chaos in front of the airport in Sydney, that is like a major difference that you can tell.
Yeah.
Like as soon as you get out of the airport in Sydney, it's like cars, traffic everywhere, boom, boom, and then over here, Coolangatta is like so
I
calm.
know, yeah. It's quite peaceful. Like as soon as you learn, like Shanti.
Yeah, exactly. Oh God. So Shruti, what will you tell us? Like, what was the major cultural difference that you saw between India when you came from India and
Yeah.
now that you can relate, like in the retrospect?
There's not much of a cultural difference. Like with schooling and stuff, I've been lucky to go to a co-ed school. So I've been pretty open with
Yeah.
a lot of experiences in my life.
And I think
So-
that's one good thing because in India we study in English.
Yeah.
We are not really studying. I
Yeah.
think that's a really major misconception about
You do get an
Indians.
accent issue when you first come here, especially
God,
with their short
yes.
forms like Avo
Yeah.
and I don't know, like Barbie and stuff like
Yeah,
that. You'll be
yeah.
like, what are they speaking about? And then
Yeah.
you'll get comfortable. And you'll get
I
used
think
to
when
it.
you spend some time, I think it usually takes you around like a year or two to
Yeah.
get used to everything that especially when you're talking to an Australian, it's very different. Their
It is.
accent is so strong, and you'll be like, "What is that person?" Just even though how good you are in English, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You'll be confused every time.
Yeah, the slangs are confusing. So
Like when I started my first job in Domino's, so I was an insta, so I had to answer phone calls.
Yeah.
It is the hardest part at that time. Like you are new in Australia, you don't. You still. I was struggling to understand what these people are saying, and every time I would pick up a phone, I was so scared. People would say barbecue pizza in such a different accent. It will take me like good 10 minutes. That was the scariest part.
the
actually.
worst is when they say ta instead of thank you.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is this?
Yeah, ta. Did you say ta? I don't know. No, that was hard too. But for me, it was the scariest bit is to answer a phone call,
Yeah.
especially in the beginning. And I was like, I don't know what to say. So would you say like there wasn't that much of a difference for you coming from Hyderabad to
Not
Chennai?
much, no.
It was just the people and
Yeah.
the stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. That's good. This should, like, I know you've spent quite a bit of time in here.
Yeah.
What would you advise for anyone who wants to come and become a pastry chef? What course should they choose
I
if
would.
they're just doing one from the beginning?
Yeah, you. If you're coming in terms of permanent residency, I would definitely suggest to advanced diploma because that way it's easier to finish your course and,
And I
get
think
your
it even
licensing.
helps in your skill assessment,
Yes,
right? Yeah.
with skills assessment, you need minimum cert 4 to file it.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of TAFE courses and stuff as well. So if you're looking for a budget-friendly course, TAFE would definitely be your option.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So would you actually prefer a college or a uni? Because you've had both experiences.
I would definitely prefer a college. With
Yeah.
university, there's shit ton of students. Teachers
Yeah.
can't pay
Focus.
attention to a
Yeah.
lot of students, and it can get really hectic. With colleges, it's a lot more fun vibe, and attendance is compulsory. So
You
it's
have
the
to be
best
there.
experience you can have.
So like, which college did you go to when you were in Chennai?
L'école d'Angla.
Oh yeah, so that's a very famous, like a chef college sort of
Yes.
thing. But do you think like because you've been involved in a lot of uni stuff as well here at Griffith University,
Yeah.
do you think like that is something that's not actually in the college environment?
It is not like with Griffith. It's all theoretical. There's no practical knowledge. Attendance isn't compulsory.
Yeah.
So you do whatever the fuck you want.
But I
with-
think that is even because of the course you chose. Maybe because first time you were actually doing a chef course, and this time you were
no,
doing
but even with
hospitality.
hotel management, with India, like there's a lot of practical knowledge to it compared with housekeeping,
Oh,
F&B
yes.
and stuff. Here, it's only bookish knowledge. Like there's no practical knowledge apart from that one specific course,
Uh-huh.
which is in the final term. Like apart from that, it's all assignments.
And I think that's the thing. Like even did you do commerce or science in your
Science.
Oh, so you really science it. Because I thought like there are a lot of courses when I did my first accounting and
Yeah,
business course.
yeah.
Even I knew you guys had statistics and economics, and
Yeah.
we had that too.
Yeah.
So there's so many courses which you can find in like different degrees. So it's really easy to get those credits even if you want to change your course. I
Yeah,
think. Yeah. So Shruti, like, what is the one thing that you want to give as a recommendation for everybody who's planning or is already here? Like, it could be a recommendation about anything. It could be like good places to go to. It could be
Yeah.
a course. What would you like to recommend?
Good places to go to in Gold Coast. There's a lot of them. I would definitely suggest Bam Bam and Paddock.
Yeah.
They're my favorite places, especially
Like they're like cafes, so you can go there
Yes.
for breakfast. Yeah.
Paddock's creme brulee donut. You cannot miss it.
I like the vibe there is so
Yeah.
cool. Like you just mix into it. It's like the old money vibe as they showed on Instagram.
is,
Yeah.
yes.
And like, what about in Sydney? What would you like to tell them something?
Best places to go to in Sydney would be Figure Eight Pools. That's
Yeah.
one of the best hikes I've done. Definitely difficult, and it's a lot more complex than the other hikes, but it's worth the view.
I
And-
haven't done it, but I've heard it's really good.
Yeah, I mean, like you
How
have to
long
be.
does it take you?
It's about an hour and a half hike.
Yeah.
But you have to be mindful of the tidal waves as well, because if the tides are high, you can't see the pools.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you need to go on a
Is
perfect
it like in
day.
Miami? Where is it? The Figure Eight.
I'm not sure. It's been a long time since
Yeah,
I've been there, but
yeah.
it's a spot to be.
Yeah.
And Jervis Bay, White Sand
Yeah,
Beaches.
Jarvis Bay is
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that is good. So like, but in that, like, is there a good advice for somebody who can you only hike there or can you drive there too?
You cannot drive there.
You have
it's,
to
It's
hike.
definitely a hike, and even with cars, make sure that you have a high clearance car.
Like a 4x4.
Yeah, we took my friend's BMW, I think, and yeah, we fucked it up.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. Yeah, like I think you can even take cars to the beaches in the summer. It needs to be like a 4x4.
Yeah, there's Bilibili Island or something.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
take your
Even
phone.
like Stradbroke, I think you need to
Yeah,
take your
yeah.
4x4. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing too. So like Shruti, but like because you're starting your own business, can you
Yes.
tell us something about how do you plan all that stuff? What are the logistics and how do you get to that point? Because you have pretty much done all that stuff. You're only on the execution part is left.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that one, I am in partnership with 4 other people.
Yeah.
So I'm luckily working, like I only have to take care of the kitchen.
Yeah.
The location is a main thing. With cafes, make sure you have a lot of footfall.
Yeah.
And
You need the foot traffic, like especially in the Gold Coast, you need to be in a
Yes.
touristy spot that will help you.
yeah, and even with the laws, there's a lot of laws regarding restaurants.
Like
Make
food
sure,
and health.
yeah, food, health, safety, and then
Alcohol. Yeah.
liquor licenses. Then even to be open late, you need a license.
Yeah.
So make sure you go to a very good lawyer who can help you out with those.
Or do you need a lawyer to get all that stuff?
Yes,
Oh.
licensing is a major part, and you need a lawyer because
Yeah.
there's a lot of complicated questions they ask you, and you won't be able to answer them if you don't have knowledge.
Is it even for like you were in a partnership, but if a sole trader does it, do they still
Yeah.
need all those things?
They do, yes. Liquor license is compulsory, and with liquor license, it takes 60 days to kick in even after it's approved. So you
Okay.
need that buffering time in between.
Yeah. So you can't just start. You need a lot of planning.
Yes,
to do.
there's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And even with staffing, like it's very difficult. So you need to be looking at least 2 months in advance to look for your staff.
And the staff will have to wait for 2 months before they actually start working.
Pretty
So-
much.
So it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
So you need to have a lot of pre-planning, right?
Yes.
And like, do you think like is that what you would prefer to do? Will it be working in a job or will it be just working for yourself?
It will definitely be working for myself. With Australia, there's a lot of ways you can make money.
Yeah.
But if you're working for someone else, that's not possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it gives you the security that you always get paid, but coming from a business family, that's not what I want. I
And
want
like
to-
you always need to have more than one streams of income. I think
Exactly.
because
and
you
it's very
always
it's really necessary in Australia.
exactly, and you already like have a bakery business that
I
you're
do,
running.
yeah.
So how's that going?
That's been good. Currently, I'm only taking orders from friends and family, so
Yeah.
I do what 1 or 2 orders a week, and it's decent.
It's
Yeah.
decent. It's like
Yeah.
it's an extra stream of money anyway. So
Exactly.
whatever helps, it
Yeah.
helps. Do you think that's really good? Like to start something on your own as early as you can when coming to
Yes.
Australia.
Try having like a part-time passive income job. You can
Right.
do it from home, and it will definitely help you out. It'll give you the experience, like especially with
Yeah.
pastry.
Yeah.
It'll give you the experience. Plus, it's always good to have extra money.
Oh,
coming in.
100%. Because I think a lot of people, that's what people are struggling with the inflation thing is like they have only one source of income.
Yes, and with
And-
student visas, you're only allowed to work 24 hours.
Yeah.
You hardly make anything.
But that business thing is something that you're completely doing on your own, I think. It doesn't really count in your 24
it
hours.
doesn't know.
Yeah. So that's like great too. Like you can just be cooking, and I don't have that talent, but if
Yeah.
you have
I
that
think in
talent,
Australia, there's so many Indian students. You can even start a tiffin service, and it's going to be like banging busy.
yeah. No, tiffin services are really
Yeah.
like a good business idea. Like especially with her, she makes cake and they're so delicious. Cupcakes, cakes, tiramisus, everything. And like that's the talent. And you have the talent to do that. So
Yeah.
it's a good idea. Do
Yeah.
whatever you
and
can.
even
at
apart
your-
from that, like if you list yourself up on Airtasker and stuff, and there's a certain skill set you have, Airtasker is always there.
That's a good option
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
You can take up jobs you think you can do, and you can.
So
make money.
Airtasker is this website sort of app where you can either get somebody to help you. So I got Airtasker for me once when I was in Sydney. I had to assemble my bed. I couldn't do it on my own. So you pay somebody a little. It's not very expensive either. You pay somebody a little bit. They come and help you. You can also list your own self over there if you want to help. If you
Yes.
have electrical skills, if you have plumbing skills, if you have any training sort of skills, even like chefs and other people are on there too. So I think that's a really good option too.
And then there's if you have pets or you love pets and you cannot have one, there's websites where you can do pet walking or looking
Oh,
after
yes.
pets for what $20-30 an hour. That pays
And
well
it's
as well.
pretty easy too. You just have to
Yeah.
walk them. Like some people are not locally living, or their
Yeah.
dogs are in a hostel, so sometimes they want somebody to take care of their pets. I
And
think
you
that's
don't
a-
need licenses or registrations for that.
Yeah.
You can easily
It's
just yourself.
easy, yeah. In the beginning, like I think earlier in 2017, a lot of students used to do babysitting as well. It's pretty easy too, but I've never done it.
Yeah, I think you need a nanny certificate.
Yeah,
or
you
something
need
to
a
do it.
nanny certificate. A few of my friends were doing it. I've never done it, but I think it's hard with a baby. It's easy with a pet.
Yeah.
If you're okay to be around them, though.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But no, that's really good advice. Airtasker, I had forgotten. Do they use it here in Gold Coast?
I have, yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. So do you think like it's always good to have at least one or more sources of income if you are
Definitely,
surviving
yes.
here?
Yes. And do not work on cash.
Yeah, that's
One
a bad
advice:
question. Yeah.
Indian restaurants do not work on
That's
cash.
exactly what I was telling in my last podcast. There's so many, especially the Indian owners, they exploit the people.
Exactly, they pay what, $14-15
It's
an
not,
hour.
that's not even the minimum wage in Australia. I think the minimum wage is like 24.
22, yeah, 22
Yeah.
to 24. Yeah.
So don't work on cash. It can actually get you in trouble, and the people, it takes a lot of energy out of you. You're still doing the same job and you're getting paid way less. Might as well save that time and work in the holidays. I would suggest that.
And you work for what, 12-14 hours continuously, especially with Indian restaurants and
Yeah.
stuff, and the way they treat you is really bad.
Yeah. I've never worked in one, but I have heard bad reviews
Yeah,
from
I had
every single
friends
person.
who work there and they haven't had good experiences.
Yeah, and plus I think you need, if you're coming here on a student visa the way we did, I think you really have to give time to your studying as well. No matter what course you're doing, there is something, the reason why they put 24 hours is because people don't focus on what they've come here to do, and they just start working. Like, I would say it's addictive when you first time start earning your money. It's like, oh, you want to earn more money, but you have to remember the rules and regulations and the boundaries within which you have
And
to do
even
that.
with student visas, like I would suggest, if you have 24 hours, just work those 24 hours. Don't try working more, because with uni you give out 20 hours in uni, and the little time for you have for yourself, you have assignments, you have other
And I would say go
commitments.
explore.
Exactly.
Like you work 24 hours, study 20 hours, and the rest of the time you need to use it for yourself. This is a beautiful country. You can go explore so much.
Once you start working full time, you'll be in that
You don't
work
get time.
zone. You won't
get
have
4
time.
weeks
Yeah.
a year, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I think that's and this will be a golden period. I feel like that nobody ever told us this, but like the student time is like a golden time where you can make the most of what you're learning, you're exploring, and if you love
And make sure you go to uni, don't attend online classes. That's the way you make friends.
True. I was just talking about that yesterday. Like, if you online classes, you just turn your camera on.
Exactly.
You wake up at 9 o'clock, 9:30 you're in the class. You attend the class and you go back to bed. You don't really interact with people.
Like I made this mistake. So my first uni, I had 100% attendance, which is compulsory. But here, I think my first trimester I've only been to 4 classes, and that's when I met Arihant. Like he was the only person I've met in the first 2 years of not going to uni.
Yeah, uni is a good way to actually make friends because everyone is basically your age. You get to meet a lot of different people, you connect, and even like I think Indian to Indian there is a connect too.
Yeah.
So it's
Even if not that, like you can try volunteering with Griffith Guild. There's so many options, and the amount of people you meet in those volunteering sessions is amazing. Like, there's always something new to learn from people.
100%. And I think there is, no matter which city you are in, there's always a very tight-knit Indian community. And you have to, if you want to make friends, I think it's a good idea to get in there. Like just making yourself available and putting yourself out there.
And it's so much fun volunteering.
Yeah.
Like you get recognition, you get certificates and stuff, but apart from that as well,
like you can even put it on
make
your
good
resume.
connections. Yeah.
It goes on your resume too, so you're not really losing much.
Yes.
There.
Fun part, I got ultra volunteering because of student guild volunteering. And they gave me a free ticket for the ultra concert after that.
I know, like so the ultra concert usually is around $200 a ticket.
$200, yes.
$200 ticket just to attend the concert. She got a volunteering in there for 2
For
hours.
4 hours, ticket scanning was the best part you could do.
And you meet so many people there too.
Exactly,
right? And there's not much you have to do. You just stand with the scanner, you keep scanning, and then you get a free ticket in there.
Exactly.
So it's pretty much nice, So yeah, do volunteer, and I think take a part in the uni festivals and stuff, especially the like the Griffith Uni Guild and stuff. Do you recommend that?
Griffith Uni Guild is fun, like with O-week volunteering, especially when you hand out bags and stuff. There's a lot of people you meet. You give out good fun stuff. You get a lot of discount vouchers and calendars you can use for your uni.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And they even give you a lot of like a food voucher, because I remember I got food vouchers for cocktails, like all these clubs. Like you can have food and drinks there and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
And even with I think Griffith, you get a $10 pass for 3 pub crawl.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
You get Retros, Asylum, and Lost Kingdom. If I'm not
that's
wrong.
good.
Yeah, those 3 clubs for like $10-15. So it's fun.
Oh, nice. No, but I think it's a good idea to just go to these uni events because you learn so much, you meet so many people. It's pretty fun. So Shruti, thank you so much for being here today. Do you want to give one advice to anybody coming up here soon?
I think I've said a lot.
Yes, and I think the air tasker thing was a good idea too.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know about it, but you just kind of have to. Once you get on there, you will find a lot of resources.
And even if you have some anything good, you can list yourself up on Gumtree as well. Like with
Yeah.
hospitality, you can, if you make cakes or food from home, list it up on Gumtree.
Even like Facebook Marketplace, yeah.
And there's a lot of cool stuff you get on Marketplace.
Oh yes.
You can make it a second-hand business to like buy stuff and sell them for like a better price.
Yeah, that's a good idea too. And you don't need any hours in that.
Yes.
So thank you so much for coming on here. It was a pleasure having you.
Thank you.